Good afternoon. I have an appointment with Dr. Evans at 3 p.m.
Yes, I see it here. Could you please confirm your date of birth?
Welcome to Real English Lab. That was the start of a conversation at the doctor's office. Today, we practice this full conversation from start to finish. Let's begin.
We begin at the reception desk. The goal is to check in for your appointment clearly and politely.
Good afternoon. I have an appointment with Dr. Evans at 3 p.m.
This sentence is perfect. It includes a polite greeting, the purpose of your visit, the doctor's name, and the time. It is direct and professional.
Good afternoon. I have an appointment with Dr. Evans at 3 p.m.
Great. Two other excellent ways to say this are, "Hello, I'm here to see Dr. Evans for my 3 p.m. appointment," or, "Hi, my name is," your name, checking in for my appointment.
Remember, these essential phrases build on what we learned in our previous video about making appointments. If you need a review of those basics, the link is in the description. It's also a good idea to have your identification and insurance card ready. The receptionist will often ask for these documents right after you check in.
Now, the receptionist will likely ask for your name or date of birth to confirm your identity. Be prepared to give that information clearly.
Okay, you've checked in and are now in the examination room. The doctor enters and asks the most important question. So, what brings you in today? Or, what seems to be the problem?
I've had a sore throat and a persistent cough for about 3 days.
Let's look at the vocabulary. A sore throat is when your throat hurts, especially when you swallow. A persistent cough is a cough that continues for a long time and doesn't stop.
Notice the grammar. I've had. This is the present perfect tense. It's used because the problem started in the past and is still continuing now. It's very common for describing symptoms.
I've had a sore throat and a persistent cough for about 3 days. It's also helpful to be specific about the location and type of pain. For example, you could say, I have a sharp pain in my right shoulder, or I have a dull ache in my lower back. Being precise helps the doctor understand your condition better. It's also helpful to be specific about the location and type of pain. For example, you could say, I have a sharp pain in my right shoulder, or I have a dull ache in my lower back. Being precise helps the doctor understand your condition better.
I've had a sore throat and a persistent cough for about 3 days. Another important detail is to mention any other symptoms you are experiencing, even if they seem unrelated. For instance, you could add, I've also been feeling dizzy and nauseous. This complete picture is crucial for an accurate diagnosis.
Wonderful. Some professional alternatives are, I started feeling sick 3 days ago. My main symptoms are a sore throat and a cough. Or, for the past 3 days, I've been dealing with a cough and a sore throat.
The next part is where most learners lose confidence, answering the doctor's follow-up questions. This is where active listening becomes very important.
And practicing these real-life scenarios is the key to building that confidence. If you want more guided conversations like this, click the subscribe button. We're here to help you practice every week.
A doctor will always ask more questions to understand your condition better. For example, are you experiencing any fatigue or congestion?
Let's imagine you understand fatigue, which means extreme tiredness, but you don't know the word congestion. What do? It is always better to ask than to pretend you understand.
I'm sorry, what does congestion means?
That's very close, Shadow, and the doctor would understand you. But for perfect grammar, we should say, I'm sorry, what does congestion mean? Remember, after does, we use the base form of the verb.
Thank you, Ginger. That's a common mistake and an important correction. Precision matters in a medical situation. Let's practice the correct version together.
I'm sorry, what does congestion mean?
Your turn. I'm sorry, what does congestion mean?
Excellent. Asking for clarification shows you are engaged and responsible. Other great ways to ask are, could you please explain what congestion is? Or a very simple, pardon me, I don't know that word.
After the doctor examines you, they will give you a diagnosis and a plan. For example, it seems you have a viral infection. I'm prescribing some medication to help with the cough.
They might hand you a piece of paper, a prescription. Now, you must be 100% clear on how to use the medicine. This is not the time to be shy.
The most important question you can ask is, how often should I take it?
This question asks for the frequency. Once a day, 3 times a day, before or after food. These details are critical. Let's practice the question.
How often should I take it?
How often should I take it?
Fantastic. You should also feel confident to ask, are there any side effects I should know about? That means, will the medicine cause other problems like sleepiness?
And if you feel overwhelmed, this phrase is your best friend. Could you please write down the instructions for me? There is no shame in asking for this. It is smart and safe.
You have successfully managed a doctor's appointment in English. Fantastic work. Let's recap the 5 most powerful phrases from today.
I have an appointment with Dr. Evans at 3 p.m.
I've had a sore throat and a persistent cough for about 3 days.
3. Asking for clarification. I'm sorry, what does congestion mean?
4. Understanding your medicine. How often should I take it?
And 5. Getting clear instructions. Could you please write down the instructions for me?
Your challenge for this week. Choose just one of these sentences and practice it until it feels natural. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Record yourself on your phone. The goal is confidence. Now, what happens after you leave the doctor's office? Your next stop is often the pharmacy to pick up your prescription. This is another important conversation you need to be ready for. Now, what happens after you leave the doctor's office? Your next stop is often the pharmacy to pick up your prescription. This is another important conversation you need to be ready for.
And to practice right now, use the comments section below. Write one sentence to describe a common symptom using the I've had structure. For example, I've had a headache since this morning. We will read and reply to your comments.
You did an amazing job today. Join us next week for video 3 in this series, where we will practice handling unexpected problems at the pharmacy. What do you do when your prescription isn't ready?
We'll prepare you for that conversation. Until then, keep practicing and be proud of your progress.